The three-day festival began with a Guyanese night, which saw a number of vibrant performances by several local artists.
Come and hear this true story to tell the people about life in the country. Up to a girl this morning, and she brings joy into my life. She showed me every way from Taylor Street to Lethem, even the natives from Barbara to me. And I said, girl, tell me what's your name. She tell me, said her name is Guyana, and I said, smile, girl, smile, smile for me, Guyana.
The crowd poured in from Russia, Germany, Canada, the United States, Ireland, the Caribbean, and South American countries to engage in the activities. Patrons were entertained with a cultural exchange of music and dance performances by groups of Jamaica, Venezuela, and Brazil. For some of our local artists, it was their first time at the festival.
Well, I understand the concept that they want, and it's amazing. And if it really gets the funding and everything that it needs, it's going to be more than amazing, because I've enjoyed the days I've spent.
Well, first of all, I've decided that I definitely need to go and learn to speak Spanish or Portuguese, because they're talking and I'm like lost. But it's so nice to see that we could still interact through movements and dance, and we could still try to understand each other despite the language barrier. I could still understand when the guy is saying, come dance with it and action. So I think it's great that they've brought together so many different countries. I mean, we have persons here from Jamaica, and I love their accent, by the way. So it's been great getting to meet all of these persons, and I think whenever they have it again, I hope that they bring more countries so that we could each celebrate our cultural diversity.
It's enjoyable, it's different, than most of the things that are hosted here in Guyana. So so far it's been really good. Well, I like to see this become a tradition, something you could look forward to every year. And I want to see it grow and we bring in different cultures, different people, mix it up.
For others, it was their third time at the event.
Terceira vez que eu participo como produtora do Brasil, trazendo os artistas para participar do evento, terceira edição. E essa edição em Manari é uma experiência nova, por ser perto da borda, da fronteira de Lethem. A expectativa é que a gente possa ter mais convidados vindos do Brasil para participar esse ano, E a expectativa de ter essa interação entre as culturas, entre os países,
It's always nice to see the various races coming together with their cultural performances, and it's actually really nice.
After a long night of fun activities, some of the campers are currently engaging in a yoga session by Venezuelan instructor Eric Balbas.
I am a yoga instructor, and I was invited to lead a yoga class here during the schedule of the festival. It's my very first time here, and I'm very excited because of this important festival, because for me it's an interesting opportunity to share cultures, share experience, know the dance styles on another country, for example, and listen new artists, because we are all brothers on this.
The curtains came down with a bonfire, Chinese lanterns were being lit and released to the sky, while persons sang Guyanese and Brazilian folk songs in the camping area. During the next day, persons were engaged in crafts and art sales, sculpting and wood carving, capoeira and samba dancing, to name a few. Festival director Bob RAMDHANIE believes that with the government's continued support, the festival will be an excellent tool to market Guyana internationally.
This is a Guyana's thing promoting the Rupununi. So the government, the tourism department, business and tourism, indigenous affairs, social cohesion, there has to be some synergy between the three of us to make this a success. And very simply, if on a pilot project you can get 500 people on a Saturday night, there must be a guarantee that when we've settled for 2 or 3 years, we're getting thousands of people here.
Over 140 persons from Guyana, Venezuela and Brazil camped in the areas for the festival. RAMDHANIE explained that the organizers will be making the camping experience more memorable by constructing traditional-styled benabs.
We're a camping festival, so we have to nurture an audience to come and camp. I mean, this year we had 52 tents, I think, and there were 140 of us on the canvas, and there's volunteers, artists, and paying customers. So again, from our perspective, as people came in, they says, "My God, I didn't realize you were camping." So that was quite nice. So we have to grow an audience to camp. I think secondly, we have to grow an audience to realize that everything, culturally or otherwise, in this country cannot be free. Everybody turns up and says, "Hey, you know, you're in the bush, it should be free." But if you want to grow an international world music festival, you would have to bring artists from abroad. You will have a lot of overheads to cover. So that in that respect, what we need to do is to market this event, to promote Guyana and to promote the Rupununi in a very unique way.
On the final day of the festival, campers united and once again celebrated each other's culture.
This has been one of the most fulfilling trips out of all the places I went in the world. I coming down to the Rupununi. I pronounce it right? Yeah, Rupununi. And so the impact has been just about discovering the vastness of Guyana and the culture, like understand, like, you know, how close a Caribbean country is to the border with Brazil and Venezuela and the indigenous peoples, and understand that all of that is part of our Caribbean heritage, you know, and part of who I am as a West Indian, you know. So that has been one of the most fulfilling things for me. And that is separate and apart from the production value of the festival.
I'm very pleased with the turnout. I think we're just pleased that we actually pulled this thing off, because this is not something that happens every day in Guyana. It is the first camping festival, weekend camping festival, and of all the places to experiment with something like this, we choose to go as far away from town as possible, here in the Rupununi, where all the basic necessities aren't necessarily at your fingertips. This will be the permanent home for the Rupununi Music and Arts Festival for the foreseeable future. And the plan is to transform this place into a living, breathing village of its own. We have our tents, but just like we've got our tents set up right now, imagine instead of 48 tents, it were 48 benabs, where you could sling up hammocks. And those become permanent structures that can be used throughout the year, not just at the festival. This site could become a site for workshops, for family and company retreats, for other smaller festivals and shows throughout the year. So yes, here, this is home now.
Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.